and welcome to the Resources Roadhouse. I'm Wally Graham, and today I'm joined by Jennifer Neal, who is CEO of Peak Minerals. Now, Jennifer, you have quite a suite of copper projects over here in WA that are all developing along nicely. Can you just give us a bit of a brief rundown on how each of them are going?
Sure, absolutely. So our main flagship project is the Green Rocks project. It's about 234 square kilometers of area, so it's quite a large area. But the main focus of that for the last kind of year has been an area called Lady Alma, Rixon, and the Copper Hills area. So historic, lots of copper, lots of blue and green rocks on the surface of the ground. So it's always been an interesting target. And people have looked at it as a VMS target, so looked at the copper and the gold, but never really followed up its magmatic potential. And we know with magmatic style mineralization deposits that, there is quite a lot to be gained from them. They can go quite deep. You look at the Eagle deposit in Northern Ontario in Canada. There's things like Nova Bollinger, Chalice. So these can start shallow and they can go quite deep. So there is a lot of potential at the Rixon area, and we're still learning. We've learned a lot in the last year through some RC drilling. There was a diamond hole last year at Lady Alma, and we're planning to do another diamond hole soon once we get some results from our RC collars. Which we're kind of targeting some shallow geophysical anomalies that we just need to clear up.
You really have only just sort of scratched the surface there, haven't you?
Oh, absolutely. We've always known that, these things aren't just going to be in the top couple hundred meters, even though there are some EM anomalies there. But we know with these things that, if you just see the kind of the tip of the tail sometimes, and it's like an iceberg, like tip of the tiger's tail. You're just seeing the top of it sometimes, and it actually can go quite deep. So we always knew that there is potential for this to kind of be below 200 meters, and that's kind of what we're targeting next, which was in the plan. But yeah, overall we've got a lot of other areas that we're looking at in Green Rocks alone. So many targets like Target B we're having a look at as well, and trying to define that, trying to understand the geology. These intrusions, these mafic, ultramafic intrusions, none of them have ever actually been really understood or found. Like Target B is brand new. So we're picking up all these little intrusions, and people in the area have come up to us and said, oh, we have these like really interesting nickel anomaly. We don't understand it. And we do. We know what it is. And based on the chemistry, we've seen it before, so we're really interested in following some of these things up. When you go further north, we've got a lot of copper, prospective copper projects further to the north. We've got Arahidi, which is previously looked at as a SEDEX type target. So if you're familiar, more sedimentary, but it's not too far from DeGrussa. And what previously hasn't been found is some of these kind of more mafic volcanic rocks in the area, but they are actually mapped not too far away. So we're kind of looking at it now as a VMS target, and the government thought it might be a good VMS target as well. So they gave us some EIS. We've got the co-funded EIS program as well. So we've got money to put some diamond holes in this kind of Q1 next year.
All right, and what about the other projects you got a bit further north?
Even further to the north, and again, we've got small properties, small tenements, but they're in, the best jurisdiction. So we were in the Halls Creek origin. We're surrounded by companies like IGO and Pico, and we've got great neighbors, and we're very confident in these properties that we've picked out the ones before, anyone else could peg them. Again, a lot of varying degrees of what's there, and just stepping backwards and saying, well, okay, no, this isn't a SEDEX target. Actually, it might be more of a VMS target. So that's what we're looking at currently at Ilmars, which, had been drilled quite a bit. It had quite a bit of zinc and lead and some copper associated with it. And we're starting to see some heat signatures that we're kind of following up. And reprocessing the old EM has brought up some new targets. So we just came back from the field in early July. We're out there for a few weeks, and we followed up Ilmars, McGowan, which several Gaussons across the ground with lots of copper. We had samples come back at 22% in our previous field program. So we picked up some more samples and done some mapping there. And there's just almost too many projects to talk about. So we're just plodding along, as a small company does, and doing our best.
Going from what you're sort of saying, like you are in a good neighbourhood with all the projects you've got, you've landed on good real estate, and the work that you've done on each of the projects today to sort of justified that pegging of those particular tenements, and that there's obviously potential on all of them to keep going.
Absolutely. There's a long plan. There's a short plan and a long plan, and there has to be, especially in a small company. And we certainly, you always plan to have, other things going on in the background just in case, but we don't have a just in case. These are all great projects. So, we've really got to just keep our focus, make sure we fully understand Green Rocks, but also keep those other projects running in the background. But they are actually just too good to just have in the background. So, getting some extra hands on board has really helped to further that. And just being very busy with our exploration program.
No, it's always good to be busy, and because busy means that the work's being done, and hopefully, hopefully the assays can come through, the labs can get their act together, and stuff can come, and news can keep on being sent out. Of course, we'll keep an eye out that. Make sure that you let us know when the news is coming, so that we know what to look for, so that we can bring it to our readers and viewers here at the Roadhouse. But until then, Jennifer Neal, thanks for being part of the Resources Roadhouse.
Thank you, Wally. Thanks for having me.